The Idylls of the King, The Passing of Arthur, lines 344 to 393, by Alfred, Lord Tennyson. But as he walked, King Arthur panted hard, like one that feels a nightmare on his bed when all the house is mute. So sighed the king, muttering and murmuring at his ear, "Quick, quick, I fear it is too late, and I shall die." But the other swiftly strode from ridge to ridge, clothed with his breath, and looking as he walked larger than human on the frozen hills. He heard the deep behind him and a cry before. His own thought drove him like a goad. Dry clashed his harness in the icy caves and barren chasms, and all to left and right the bare black cliff clanged round him as he based his feet on juts of slippery crag that rang, sharp smitten with the dint of armed heels. And on a sudden, lo, the level lake, and the long glories of the winter moon. Then saw they how there hove a dusky barge, dark as a funeral scarf from stem to stern. Beneath them and descending they were ware that all the decks were dense with stately forms. Black stole black, hooded like a dream by these three queens with crowns of gold, and from them rose a cry that shivered to the tingling stars, and as it were one voice, an agony of lamentation, like a wind that shrills all night in a wasteland where no one comes or hath come since the making of the world. Then murmured Arthur, "Place me in the barge." So to the barge they came. There those three queens put forth their hands and took the king and wept. But she that rose the tallest of them all and fairest laid his head upon her lap, and loosed the shattered casque, and chafed his hands, and called him by his name, complaining loud, and dropping bitter tears against a brow stripped with a dark blood, for all his face was white and colorless, and like the withered moon smote by the fresh beam of the springing east, and all his greaves and cuisses dashed with drops of onset, and the light and lustrous curls that made his forehead like a rising sun, high from the dais throne, were parched with dust, or clotted into points, and hanging loose, mixed with the nightly growth that fringed his lips. So like a scattered column lay the king, not like that Arthur who, with lance in rest from spur to plumb, a star of tournament, shot through the lists at Camelot, and charged before the eyes of ladies and kings.